welcome to my film vlog 2 on Memento. Okay, so Memento was released in 2000s by Christopher Nolan, and I watched it March 28th of 2026. My personal reaction. I actually really liked Memento. It felt like a break from the other films because it was not political, it had more action, a younger cast, but what really stood out to me was how I couldn't trust anyone, especially not Leonard. As the film goes on, I feel more conflicted. At first, I believe him, but then I start questioning everything. But I like that the film does that because I feel like I understand his condition more because I felt disoriented too. I felt stressed trying to piece together things, and that made me have more empathy for him. But at the same time, I'm also really angry at him because even though he has memory loss, he is still choosing to manipulate his own reality. He is choosing to make people the villains in his story just so he can have a purpose. And that made me realize he's not just a victim, he's also responsible. My thesis. I believe Memento shows that memory is not something that we can trust, but something we can build to feel in control of our lives. Through its disorienting editing, close-up framing, and shifting lighting, the film puts us inside Leonard's mind and shows that identity can be shaped by the lies we choose to believe. Example 1. Tattoo plus identity. One of the strongest examples is how Leonard uses tattoos and writing on his body. The camera uses lots of close-ups here, especially on his skin and the things he writes down. This framing forces us to focus on the details the same way he does. The lighting in these scenes feel soft and almost calm, which contrasts with how serious the situation actually is. It makes his system feel normal, even though it's not. These tattoos act as his memory, but they're not fully reliable. They're just facts that he chooses to believe. This connects to psychology because memory isn't actually reliable or perfect. Even eyewitness testimonies can be inaccurate because our brains reconstruct memories instead of recording them. So for Leonard, his identity is not based on truth, it's based on what he decides to keep. Example 2. Editing. Black and white versus color. The editing structure is what really puts us in his mind. The color scenes move backwards while the black and white scenes move forward, which creates confusion, but it's intentional. The black and white scenes feel more stable and controlled, the lighting's flatter but more neutral, and that makes us feel like truth. But the color scenes are more emotional and disoriented. The lighting shifts between soft and harsh, which reflects how unstable his perception is. There are also a lot of insert shots in the color scenes. This makes us feel like we're trapped in his perception. We don't get distance. We experience everything he does moment by moment without context. Once the two timelines meet, everything collapses. What felt like truth is no longer reliable. Example 3. Final reveal. The final reveal is what changes everything for me. Leonard realizes the truth, but instead of accepting it, he chooses to lie to himself. The camera stays on his face, and his performance becomes more controlled. You can see him making that decision. The lighting is more crisp here, not soft, which makes the moment feel real and harsh. This is where I get angry, because at this point, he knows what he's doing. He's choosing to create a false reality just so he can keep going. He writes down Teddy's information knowing he's setting him up. This proves that truth is not fixed in the film, it's constructed. Psychological connection. The film actually reminds me of something I learned from my psychology class last semester, which is memory is not always reliable. Our brains alter or reconstruct memories based on emotion, bias, or what we want to believe. So when Leonard says he's relying on facts, he's not really relying on truth. He's relying on a version of reality that he created. Conclusion. Memento shows how memory shapes identity, but also how dangerous it can be when memory is unreliable. Leonard is both a victim and someone causing harm, and that tension is what makes the film so powerful.